Welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs. Bring home the bubbly for your baby with the Specs huge selection of champagne and sparkling wine. You'll be the VIP of Valentine's Day and Specs gourmet chocolates and truffles for less than you'd expect. We're here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. And let's go, Kaylee. Favorite part of the program?
My favorite part was Coach Ford. I'm really excited to go watch Aggie softball kick off their season tomorrow.
I was going to predict that. I feel like that could be my new bit, where I predict what you're going to say. And if I'm wrong, it's going to look bad. But I think I was right there.
Should try it.
Nick, I'm going to say you're going to go with John Harris.
Wrong. I'm going to say Coach Ford, too, because I'm excited for the softball season.
You can't double up.
No,
That's
I
the
just
rule.
did. I did.
You did. But I had a joke that it was going to be
executive order.
Go there. What's that?
Said executive order.
Executive order with that voice. All right, well, I'm going to say John Harris then. Ronnie was really good, by the way. And then we pounded the pebble with Luke Evangelist. We talked some basketball. This show had a little bit of everything. And Olin Buchanan, believe it or not, was on the show today. Check it out. It's The Rewind. ESPN's FBI Index, which has nothing to do with Lenardi, has A&M winning 4 more games in the regular season this year. 4 more games would put them at 10 wins, right? Mm-hmm. 10 wins in conference would be very good, but we want more.
We always want more. Huh? 4 wins. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Well, put up the schedule. We can see maybe the 4 that Nick's busy. Well, we can see the 4 that they could be.
Well,
because
I'm sure they're giving them LSU, probably giving them Vanderbilt at home.
Yeah.
Probably giving them Arkansas at home.
Nick, if you can put up that schedule, if you're listening, but there we go. So Georgia
and Georgia at home. Those are the 4 they're probably getting them. Georgia at home, Arkansas at home, Vandy at home, and at LSU. That's the 4 they're probably giving them.
They're not going to lose every road game. I just can't. I don't know if they're going to win every home game either, by the way. But I don't. Do they lose this weekend at Missouri? I hope not. They're hot. They play Tennessee tonight. Number 4 Tennessee. So they have themselves a tough stretch coming as well. You got the at Mississippi State game, the Tennessee game.
Well, I sure wouldn't concede Tennessee coming here.
I wouldn't either.
And
Tennessee's, they're kind of built like A&M as well, because they do go through these scoring droughts. Who was it yesterday? Seth Greenberg was talking about how there's a lot of teams. It's not just A&M that is, it just feels like us because we're watching it from our perspective.
And A&M, even on the road, they've had the last 4 or 5 games against Florida have been classics, just right down to the wire. So I wouldn't concede any game. I'm still going to pick A&M over Missouri, even on the road with Missouri playing well. Now, that Auburn game, I've seen A&M beat teams as good as Auburn at Reed Arena, like Alabama.
For a 2 seed, if they do the exact same thing they did in the first 9 games of conference play, if they go 6-3, and of those 6, it includes a victory over an Auburn or a Tennessee, right?
Yeah, that might work them into a 2 seed.
Let me ask you a Super Bowl question. So my gut says Philadelphia is going to win this game. And then I'm like, wait a second. Patrick Mahomes wins these games. This is what he does, right? And even though Kansas City has benefited from many things, we'll say, my gut is telling me Philadelphia, but I'm fighting this internal struggle because everything points to the Chiefs doing what the Chiefs do.
I think a great example of what you're talking about, David, it stands out to me, was in the last Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl. The Eagles, trying to remember, I think they were up 7, maybe 10. I think they were up 7. They had the ball, and I think it was probably about the 35, 40-yard line, but they got the ball. They'd stopped the Chiefs, got the ball, and Jalen Hurts ran the football. Nick Bolton knocked it out, popped up. Bolton picked it up, ran to the house for a touchdown. And you're like, okay, now the Chiefs are within 3, or it's tied. I can't remember what it was. And you just sit there and go, those are the plays you cannot make. It doesn't mean that you have to, be really conservative with everything, but you have to play as an opponent, maybe not the perfect 85 Villanova versus Georgetown game, but you got to be pretty damn close. That can't fly. You can't give them a touchdown. You can't give them great field position on a kickoff to start the game. You can't give them anything. If you make them work 8 to 10 play drives every time. You hit some explosives, and then you don't make that penalty. You don't drop an interception. You don't get off the field when you could have gotten a fumble. That's where they kill you. They keep you close just enough so that at one point they can stab you, and you're like, you got to keep your distance. You got to be like Muhammad Ali. You got to dance and then pa-pa, and then you got to win the end of a round, i.e. you got to win that middle 8.
I was looking at this, one of the hardest schedules in all of college softball.
Yes, you can thank Coach Harger for that. Yeah. But I'm excited. I think each year we've gotten better. We've continued to grow. I feel like we're starting to really put together our type of program, our type of kids. I'm excited. I'm excited for them to play against somebody else. We've been scrimmaging a lot, so there's days that our pitchers get beat up, and I tell them like, hey, this is good, right? Like this is the type of offense we're going to have, and there's days that our pitchers, and so. It's been good. They're in a really good place. It's one of the few years that I'm excited to get going. Usually I want to practice more, and now I feel like we're ready to play.
Kay Nagley's here with us, going to help us with some of these interviews. And before Kay takes over, 31 games against teams ranked in the top 25 were receiving votes.
Yep. Yeah. But hey, if we want to take that next step forward, right. That's what you have to beat those teams. So. We have more on the road. We have, a great slate pre-conference, I should say, at Davis, and then SEC conference play. We've got some big dogs coming, so it'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, one of the things you focused on this offseason was just going to the portal and getting additions you need. How have you felt like those newcomers have transitioned into the program?
Yeah, I think they've transitioned nicely. Obviously we needed to go out and get a couple of arms, and I sat down with Lefty, after the end of the season. I'm like, okay, this is kind of my goal. This is who we're going to target. What are your thoughts? And she was all about it. So that was good. You have to have somebody like her at her caliber to be unselfish. And she wants to win at a high level. So she doesn't really care who's doing it or how it looks. She wants to win. And so, Grace Sparks has come in and just been tremendous for us. She's going to give us a very different look. Sydney Peters is another one that's going to be very special, and somebody that I think, will continue to grow and get better and really, kind of continue our growth as a program. And so, Mac Barbara, I'm tired of facing her, to be honest with you. So I'm happy that she's on our team now. And then you have Ojo Johnson, and she's just a special human. I don't know how else to kind of explain it. She's somebody that you really enjoy being around. She's kind of your center for your program that every program needs. So we were really fortunate to be able to land those ones that we went after.
Was having a great year or good year, just not the numbers we're used to. We just got those numbers that we were used to in years past. Talking about Wade Taylor, Luke.
Yeah, and I know the game was a lot closer on the scoreboard than, it really felt, but A&M doesn't win without Wade going crazy like he did. He only took 11 shots, but still season high 25 points. And I know that's crazy that we're in February and his season high is 25, because last year by this point he had already put up like 34, 40, 41. Like he was going crazy last year. But last year you needed him to score more than 25 to even have a chance to win any big game. Now he's got a lot of weapons around him, so you don't need him to do that. But you still kind of like to have it in the back of your mind that, okay, on any given night, Wade Taylor can take over. And he just had to remind everyone that he's still that guy against South Carolina. I'll be honest, against Texas, I thought he looked really good too. I think he made 5 threes against Texas as well. But the problem was he didn't shoot the ball really in the last 10 minutes and the offense ran cold. But this was a game where he was the alpha for the entire 40 minutes of the game. And he just had to remind everyone that when he gets hot, he can legitimately make any shot from anywhere on the court. And the key for A&M offensively is when you have a guy like that who's on, you can beat any team in the country with the way that A&M plays defense and the way they rebound. You just need someone to get hot. And I guess Wade Taylor decided that the South Carolina game was his second coming out party this season.
Talking to Luke Evangelist on the Buppies Catering Hotline. Luke, let's talk about A&M being number 10, which is ties the highest we've seen A&M under Buzz Williams. And if they beat Missouri, why that number could go up even higher.
Oh, 100%. I mean, even if, like, let's say they didn't even play again this week, before the next AP poll, they'd still rise because number 9, Michigan State, just lost and they were ranked above them. So, but yeah, if they beat Missouri, no doubt about it. Giving them a top 15 win, you're probably looking at, I mean, 6, 7, or 8 line with Michigan State losing. And then also with what happened last week where 11 ranked teams lost on Saturday.
All right, Kaylee, tell the people what to do.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
What else? There's one more. I'm just messing with you. You can see your face. It's The Rewind. We'll see you next time.